Hello, hello, hello. Let me get this camera right here. That's better. All right. Thank you so much for booking a reading with me. I'm here to deliver. We're going to be, let's go over your questions first. You said, what is my deep connection to thought and why is he always with me in all forms? Um, you also said your birth father, am I correct, is the Son of Man. You said, why do I look like the enemy? Now, some of these questions may be hard, a little hard to answer, because I got to figure out what angle that you're coming from when you ask the second question and probably the third question. The first question is more so you could be drawing in the energy, because some energies that could just be attached to you based on who you are. Like that energy chose you in a sense. Because today is, I believe, the day of Thoth anyway, the day I'm doing this reading. So you could very well have a lot of Thoth in you. So let's get started. Give me just a moment to channel your energy and then we'll get started. I'm saying you went through a lot in your past. Yeah, it's just still coming up. That you've been through a lot. It's like drastic situations can change your mindset and your concepts. You get bored with information quickly. So there's always a thirst for more knowing. Okay, let me see what's on the table here. Because this represents a realizations of hopes, aspirations, inspiration and insight, spiritual possibilities. This is also the same meaning. You also have purification. Mental foundations, absolution, purification of self, dedication, the spiritual path. But this is kind of in the reverse, so it seems like something that's been avoided in a sense. Taking the spiritual path completely, cleansing things out that no longer need to be there. The Maya represents basically not getting attached to worldly things, worldly attachments. Knowing that it's kind of like it's not that serious to be attached to this world. It represents something bigger. Let's see. Okay, this represents the potent power of the future, um, cycle of transformation, freedom from karma through humor. So this kind of represents the same thing. It's like knowing that, not necessarily that this world isn't that serious, but kind of it isn't, because we're just a spirit and a body living out this reality. So what we're here to do is what's important, but not necessarily the mundane things, the non-spiritual, working the 9 to 5s. Yeah, that may be a part of what you're doing this lifetime, but it is not the purpose of you being here. So even though you may get frustrated with it, you're still going to laugh at it, because at the end of the day, you know that it's just this reality. It doesn't necessarily have an impact on your spiritual path. Okay. This represents spiritual victory, dramatic action, change, loss of one thing in order to gain another. So it seems like a turn of events for you is leading you deeper into your spirituality, deeper into your knowledge. You have the entry of forces of fulfillment, higher initiation, intuition, imagination, wisdom, accent of the psyche. So that's the moon. Because this represents kind of being intuitive, in a sense, kind of all feeling. starting to pick up on things. And then you have reaching clarity as well. Then you have balance. Balance between the masculine and the feminine energies. Yeah, just as I say balance, you get that again. This is balancing the spiritual and your world around you. Getting that into formation so that you can see things clearly. You have one eye to see your actual reality, and then you have the other eye to see the spirit realm. And as you are elevating. So I believe the Thoth, yeah, as I say that, it comes out. The Thoth energy is really coming from your spiritual elevation. It is also a little bit of part of you, because it's like a spiritual awakening that you experience. And knowing that this realm isn't just about getting up and having a picket fence and a dog and things like that and just going on with your happy life. You know, I know it's not that cut out, but I'm just saying it's not necessarily just living to cease to exist. You're living for a purpose, and the purpose is even higher than just going to work every day. Because this is a person, again, who has a lot of wisdom, to the point that they get bored, you know, and they have to refresh themselves with the knowledge that they've learned. It's also about you gaining balance back in your life. I feel that through this connection, you will learn a lot about science, magic, should I say, spell work, things of that nature. Being very precise. Because like I said, it shows you overcoming a lot of things. So I would say, if you want to look at him separate from yourself, he's an individual that's going to push you towards more knowledge and realization of purpose. And because you get bored with certain information, you seeking more knowledge would be good for you. It also seems like weighing yourself down as well. So basically, let me put it like this. If you go through a heartache and stuff like that, when you have the knowledge to know that this is just a part of your lifetime here, you have a better understanding. It may still hurt on a physical level, but on a spiritual level, you know that this is a part of your journey. So having the knowledge and the wisdom is important because you know that this is a part of your spiritual journey and not necessarily just to affect you on a soul level, just of you're just going through this for no reason. Because even here you have manifestation, compassion, creativity, reflection, and connectivity. So I feel it affects your will to manifest and continue going forward as well. Let me look at your other question. Okay. So you said my birth father, am I correct, is the Son of Man. Now this question is kind of having a So when you say is he the Son of Man, meaning is he the Son of God? Which it'd be hard to say because I would think everybody is that. Everybody is a piece of the collective in a sense. We all have a piece of collective energy, if that makes sense. The collective energy is in everything. Everything on this table has a little bit of God in it, you know, in creation. So it'd be hard to separate just one person and say, this is the person that's Son of Man, nobody else. You know, I don't necessarily, spiritually would see that. Like you could be the Son of Man, woman or not, you know, just in human form. I don't see no solidifying one being to anything. It's more so talking about you. Though I'm asking about this, it's still more so talking about you, like coming out of a situation in order to see it for what it is. Also, you going through something where it's an ending, a painful ending, but it's led you to hold yourself back in certain ways. But it's time for you to more so get to a place of being confident in what you want, having a clear mindset, and knowing that you are all abundance. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, about the Son of Man question, I just generally ask who would this be, but like I said, I feel that this, if that's what you're getting at, then it is everything. It is everyone who chooses to access their power and their energy. Who chooses to control what they believe in. Whatever your faith goes to, that is what you are, in a sense. Yeah. That's just what I'm getting. You got the strength card, the chariot moving forward, the emperor, somebody who, the emperor is the king of kings. The king of kings means the kings even look to him for the guidance. The ruler, the one who is closest to spirit. But that can be in everybody. This kind of represents everybody can go through lessons and things like that, and everybody can obtain spiritual growth. The next card I pull is the world. Everybody is the child of the world. Now, your last question was, why do I look like the enemy? And that one too, when you say that, when you say, do you look like the enemy, that's the first time I've heard something like that. Why do you look like the enemy? To look like an enemy, you have to kind of be your own enemy in a sense, because you are identifying what the enemy looks like. So if you look in the mirror and say, this is the enemy, then that's going to be the enemy, right? Because you are identifying yourself as the enemy. So it's kind of like, how do you see yourself? And what reflection are you putting your energy in? Regardless of DNA, Naga, regardless of all those things. Let's do something real quick. Let me get a theme. Hold on 1 second. You have be watchful, stay guarded, avoiding problems, losing faith and depleting energy. Let go, a new path awaits you. So there's a lot of things that you're going through a transitional period right now. And it is, very needed for you to protect your energy as you go through this transition, so nothing lingers on you as you are releasing certain people, certain things in your life, because you are, things are starting to drain you, losing faith and depleting energy. You You have sight, vision, past, present, and future. So this is being able to tap into your sight at this very time so that you can see some things into the future, but you're doing a lot of reflection anyway. You have seek a good ass shaman. Pay attention to your health. You also have no drama, not needing to involve yourself in a lot of things. It seems like you see yourself in the shadow a lot, but a lot of this comes from being drained. You seeing yourself in a certain way. This right here is the enemy. The things that drain you, the things that, you know, take your energy, take your love, take your money. Those things can drain you. And also, I would say this is more of an enemy than anything. But you being an enemy or seeing yourself as that means you need to build more momentum in yourself, more confidence. It has nothing to do with looking like something to me, because even if a person looks like a snake, they can still have, you know, they can still have benefits. There's still pros and cons to everything. You know, we still can embody certain energies. Like, I forgot who said that. I can't reference the person, but it is true. We can look like, even we can look like animals too. And most of the animals that we look like are kind of characteristics that we take on, because we're made up of some animals as well, animal characteristics and things like that. But it doesn't necessarily mean that something is just bad. It becomes bad, or it can become that way, but it's not like, oh, you like the enemy, so you are the enemy. It doesn't work out like that. This is about changing right now, and also ruling your own empire. Aries energy, where you are mastering things, you are controlling things that go in and out. You avoid a lot of the way that you feel about certain things. And there's a lot of needing patience with the way that you want things to be, because there's a lot of looking at other people and other lives and then feeling down on yourself. But a lot of it's just you needing to deal with your emotions that tend to be avoided. Because it says whatever you invest your energy in, this is what you will get back. So whatever you invest your energy in is what you will get back. This talks about you going on a new journey in your life and doors of opportunities opening up for you, but they're surrounding you being the emperor. You controlling things, not necessarily looking in the shadows and, you know, following under someone else's footsteps. It's more about you standing out with your beliefs and the things that you are invested in. A lot of it, this is just what it's picking up on, because this is a person that feels that they are not accepted anywhere. They keep going in places where they feel they don't belong in certain instances. But it's all about your balance and starting new journeys, because new journeys lead to new opportunities for you. Planting new seeds in your life, not going through these same cycles. And there's some pain there as well. Because you're wanting to know what's really going to get me what I want in life. I'm tired of waiting for things. You do have to wait, but it's because it's being built up. There's a lot of past energy that blocks you. But there is hope for your future, though, if you just listen to spirit and wait on spirit. So let me get you some oracle cards before we end this reading. Okay. So the first thing you need to focus on is peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. So there does need to be some cleansing going on in your life, especially with you losing faith and depleting energy. Normally that means your energy is attached to something that's depleting your energy. Anything that is toxic. Okay, so you have courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Have the courage to face anything that is you're hiding or avoiding in order to remove it. You have honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can always expect it from myself. So basically, you know, people may lie to you, but you don't have to lie to yourself in certain instances. This honesty can help your spirit. Whether we can trust other people or not, that's, you know, that's a given, you know, but we can trust ourselves to be honest with ourselves in certain situations, and that will help us. You have death. This represents I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. So again, you're going through some type of transition where you're having to let go of something. But endings are beginnings. So don't attach yourself to energies. Denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with insight of awareness. You have patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. So one thing you will have to have is a lot of patience. But patience comes with good things, because I see good things for your future anyway. Guilt. I release any belief that no longer assists my soul's growth. So you don't have to hold on to things when there's nothing there anymore that's going to help you grow or elevate. You have relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. So again, you're releasing things that no longer assist your soul's growth, and you're also accepting and attracting those people that serve your highest good. Ascension. So you elevating higher spiritually and in other forms too. Unlimited possibilities. Grounding. Facing duality as well. Conflict. Taking everything one day at a time. You also have a lot of teaching experiences going on right now, but you're going through heavy reflection, past, present, and future. Let's see something else here. Uh-oh. Let me do that. So spiritually, you're going through your survival mode. This represents, even though things may seem all bad, there's always still hope for things to grow out of nowhere. So it's best to protect your energy. You also have waves of bliss that normally represents some type of spiritual clarity as well. Little bliss. Harmony as an attribute of wisdom, resolution, the path of ecstasy, rebirth of the psyche. So harmony comes when you get that bliss of wisdom that's going to come in for you. That's going to create a resolution for you. Let me see. Unity within the self as related to the world. Instinct to survive despite all obstacles. Pollution of the psyche. So this means you're getting past no matter what goes on. All right, so that is your reading. Then you had as above, so below. And that represents as it is up, as it is in the physical realm. So again, make sure that you're not getting drained spiritually, but you are. So needing to cleanse yourself from that, so that way in the physical realm you have a better experience. All right, please let me know that you have received your reading. You have a great and wonderful day.